hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxchair, on the panel is Bridgeman and the one and only JFK. How we doing, gents?
I'm fine. Ox, how are you?
I'm alright, mate, I'm alright. I like the way you were educating Bridge about the old DIY before the show,
DIY, yeah. I'm a painter. Can I say a big
lemonade chocolate?
That's it. Can I have a big good evening to you guys on the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in from all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, the games are coming thick and fast. No, we just finished Sunday. We just talked about it. And lo and behold, JFK. One more sleep and Bridges down to Ibrox to watch the Rangers again.
Oh, definitely. It's great stuff, mate. They're coming thick and fast, you say, Ox, here, you know. While I was doing my decorating last night, I was listening to the show and it was a great show. A lot of good topics now regarding how everybody was thinking about the game and talking about the game. I know he's not aware of it yesterday now, but magic performance. But a downer with the own goal and Scott Arfield getting sent off. But I still think that, as I said in the post-match show, I think he deserved to go 100%. Goalie had one horn in the ball, two, doesn't matter. I thought he'd win a wee bit.
We'll miss him tomorrow
night. We'll miss him, but hey-ho, look, it was a great performance, Ox, here. There's no doubt about it. And as usual, we didn't get the credit. It's all negativity towards Rangers, but do you know something? We overcome that all the time. So the
next matters.
Yours, no. But anyway, tomorrow night's another big game. Let's keep it going. Let's go for the 55, and let's hope that when we visit our place that we all go and worship the team that we all love, that we can come away with a great result against the Shaggers tomorrow, and keep the momentum going and keep at the top of the league, because that's where we are, and that's where they all don't want us to be, Oxshire, because we're the Rangers, mate. Plain and simple.
That's the disastrous start we've had to the season, Bridge.
I know. I don't know how I could pick myself up. You know, you sort of hear three things and you follow some of the guys on follow, for instance, for a half an hour, and they're going into different parts of the sort of nether world in the internet, and they're hearing these stories about how great we think we are, but we're not really. We're just rubbish, and it will never last. And we're going to administration next week, and oh my God, it's not real. It's not real.
Well, you mentioned administration, and there was a statement came out yesterday for the club, mate. I don't know if you noticed it.
I've got it here, Pi. You want me to read it out?
Oh, right.
Okay. It's for Dave King.
Have you been sort of rehearsing some of this stuff there?
No, not rehearsing. But I was reading it. So
right.
It's a statement from Dave King, and it's an update to the shareholders. So what he's saying is,
mate. Let's hear it.
He's very pleased to update the shareholders following the completion of last week's court proceedings. That's the time he was going up for contempt of court, right? So time has now been provided to allow Mr. King to take the steps that will be required for him to arrange for Laird Investments Pty Limited to make a code-compliant offer for shareholders shares in Rangers International Football Club plc. Making the offer is a legal obligation required of Mr. King by the terms of the City Code on Takeovers and Mergers. Rangers International Football Club and Mr. King will comment on the offer in the offer document and the publication of this announcement in the form of the undertakings for shareholders' information only. Please follow this link in the text to the announcement. Now, I followed it through earlier, yesterday when I saw this, and actually what it really, for the information for us, is that they've agreed the target date is no later than the 25th of January next year.
A man's a man for all that.
A man's a man for all Abbey Burns, absolutely right. So that's their plan, is to get this out, the offer out to the people, and made available to everyone that wants to see it, So it's going to happen.
And then that's that done.
That's it done, pal, absolutely.
And something else is part JFK, something else we can move on and... Yeah?
Of course. I mean, I read that statement that Bridgeman read out there. I saw that myself today. So let's get over all this. Let's Dave King spend his 19 million, and that's what's going to cost him, and get out of this hurdle.
I think it'll cost them about threepence, mate. I don't think there'll be many takers.
Well, it might, I don't know. No, but anyway, it's no. I mean, to be quite honest, I know it might sound, but it's not really something I'm too bothered about. You know, my main concern is going to see the team and let the guys behind the scenes do what they've got today. They're the guys who are in the know. And it's good to get information about what's happening, but really I'm only concerned is about the players that come on and walk out that white line and get the results for us, and let the guys who have got the nonce and the know-how to keep the club going, let them do that, and let us know and whatever basis they think that is fit for us to know. But really, I'm not really too bothered in that aspect.
It's just another stick they can't beat us with. It's done, mate, and we move on.
That's the way I look at it. Let these guys deal with it, and it's they can't beat us with it. So let's let DK and the others who are running my club deal with these things, and he knows that he'll get the support off his guys. So I'm quite happy for whatever way it goes with the way the DK and the others run it.
What I understand is that the organised crime thing, the story that was in the paper, that was Fox, mate, but they threw him out when they put his Barrow's carbon on back
to front. Can I just give another further update on that? Is it's what they're saying is the Rangers have to appoint a legal advisor by the 14th of December who's going to take the legal side of it and take it even further. And what they're saying here is that Mr. King has got an undertaking to ensure via Lairds that there will be money in the country by the 14th of December. Sorry, legal advisor by the 14th of December, and there'll be shall we say, to make sure that money's in the United Kingdom by the 11th of January, which is my birthday, 2019. Okay, so that's the kind of dates they've got to target.
All right, so it's done. So we move on. All right, so we're building up to tomorrow night's game. So, what's the number if people want to join us?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you'll be brought in by my very good friend Fox to talk about what, James?
Everything about the Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah. So it'll be good to hear what people's stipends are. Are they looking for a glamorous performance tomorrow night? Would they accept 1-0? Everybody sees it slightly different, GFK.
Of course they do. You know, that's the world we're living in now. You know, nobody expected, not one Rangers fan, I would say, out there expected us to be in the position we're in. And another great game to look forward to tomorrow. I mean, to be top of the league and hopefully get into the last 32 of the Europa League. None of us ever expected that, and looking forward to it tomorrow, Oxia. Can't wait, you know, especially against this mob. They were rubbish, as far as I know, on Sunday, against a very poor puddle drinkers team. But they will give their all against us, as they always do. No matter if Gary Mackay-Stevens is there or no, they'll come out. Big Considine and Shinny. And they'll be out Cosgrove. They'll be out to kick us all apart. And as Stevie G says, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to tell Fred not to tackle yous or to go for the ball?
What's happened to Jimmy?
I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm still here. Fred will get his all as per usual. And it'll be a great game. I can't wait. Like yourself, Bridge. Buzzing. Can't wait till tomorrow night. I love to after the puddle drinkers, I love to play the shaggers, and it would be great tomorrow night to really give them a gubbing. Really looking forward to it. No just a 1-0. I know we're saying we would take a 1-0 every game, Bridge, but I would tell you I'd love to do them 2 or 3-0 tomorrow night. It'd be brilliant.
Sorry, Jimmy, I was just going to say that I think that they're hurting. They've done not too bad up until the weekend there when they played them. And, they didn't get... I think play-wise, apparently, they were the second best. But they're still only going to be 1-0. So, there's no doubt about it. Aberdeen are a tough team to play anywhere you want to play them. Whether it be Hampden, whether it be Pittodrie or Ibrox. Very tough team to play. The very first time I ever saw Aberdeen outside of Ibrox was in fact, I think we played them in the semi-final of a cup or something like that. We beat them 6-1. Something like that. It's an amazing game. So I'd love another game like that where we tandem that much. But go back to what you said. As far as I'm concerned, this is the biggest game of the season. It's the next game, which is the biggest game. But no more than that. It's we've got a big, shall we say, a big challenge against them, and they us. So tomorrow night will be a huge game. I'm just so looking forward. The atmosphere will be electric, absolutely electric. The place will be jumping. I believe it's sold out. Maybe Ox sometimes sees these figures out, but I think it's sold out. That'll be fantastic. That'll be just fantastic. So it will.
It's been sold out for weeks, mate. Apart from people who can't make it selling their tickets.
I saw something in Follow saying that there was 800 tickets. Was it 800 tickets were released? So that must have been, season ticket holders can't make it, just as you said, But
right.
Oh, gee whiz, just
right, we'll be joined by the one and only Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
How we doing, mate? What's your thinking about tomorrow night, mate?
I'm a bit like Bridgeman. I would take a 1-0 OG and take the 3 points, and that'd be me quite happy, to be honest with you. I know we probably owe them one, don't we? And like Jimmy, I wouldn't mind a 3 or a 4-0, but look, the way it's done just now, the only thing that really truly matters, Ox, is the 3 points. And I'll take a 1-0 right now.
I get that, Rudy. I get that.
You
want to get the goal and have a performance, but if it's nothing each with 10 minutes to go and you get a winner, you're still happier.
Yeah, aye, definitely. If Alfredo bangs a man in on the 89th minute, I'll take that, Even though apparently we're not supposed to depend on our number 9 to score goals for us.
No. Have you seen, you get the script sent to you this morning?
Sorry, mate, sorry.
We're going to hear from the man himself. Keep it used to.
Okay.
Used to. They need to learn, Bridgeman, to hold their reach, didn't they?
I'll tell you what, if you don't start, you need to get Rudy talking about food. That'll take his mind up. And then you get Jimmy talking about decorating, he'll be happy.
Rudy, you don't hear Rudy talking about food much. He's a lover, no. He's a doer, Rudy. He's a talker.
You're right.
Yeah, but we're going to hear from Steven Gerrard. And, but big game. I think it's maybe came at a good time for us to play them. We're on a wee bit of high, and obviously they've lost a cup final, they lost to Morelos. Their season is maybe petering out. If we get beat, I think we go 12 points clear. I'll just check that. Is it as many as that? 12
votes, aye. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, 12 points ahead, that's a fair leap considering where we stood at the end of last season, really, isn't it? And we're not even in at the end of December yet. So to go 12 points ahead of them is a huge leap, really, as far as the league campaign's concerned. The boys should be on a high, because 70 minutes of that game, they dominated that, in my opinion. Even the last 20 minutes when we went down to 10 men, we still dominated the game. We're by far the better team against Hearts, in my opinion. So there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be on a high tomorrow. They're sitting at the top of the league. They know if they get the 3 points, it keeps them there. So, aye, they should be on a high tomorrow, and they should be right up for it, in my opinion.
Here. Look, we'll maybe hear from the manager in a couple of minutes, but the games are coming thick and fast, JFK, and people, you'll know the team in these scenarios because you don't know who's got a knock, etc.
No, without gaining too much away again about the pressure, the gaffer did say that he's got no injury worries at all. There's no player is injured. He's got a full squad to pick for, apart from obviously Scott Arfield. He did say that today. So I mean, we've all got our own teams in mind, and obviously we'll give them later on. But I mean, there's no injuries, apart from the obvious ones is Ryan Kent, and obviously he said today and all, and again that's in the presser about Barisic.
I'm going to tell you, I'll make this easiest for us. Why don't we go on mute? Why don't we go on mute and let's hear from Steven Gerrard, MBE. What do you think, Bridge?
Absolutely.
From Sunday, how's the squad looking?
Yes, everyone's come through the game fine. No injuries to add. no, we're okay.
Ryan Kent, is he in contention for this one?
He's done 2 days full training, so tomorrow will come too soon for Ryan, but he's extremely close, which is great news for everyone.
In terms of the opposition you faced, the two games you've played against Aberdeen, I'm guessing the whole squad have come away from both thinking, you know, what might have been on 2 separate occasions. Is there a bit of revenge in the air?
We don't want to use the word revenge. Look, it's a tough game against a good team who are very competitive. I don't think we've had the results maybe our performances have deserved, but that's football. You've got to credit Aberdeen, you know. Very tough game on the opening day, going to 10 men for the majority of the game. But our performance was excellent, and to come away and take a point against a rival in the circumstances, it was actually a good result. Cup final, we thought we played well in general play, but lacked a bit of quality in the final third, and we got done against the runner play on a set piece, which we know Aberdeen are very strong at. So credit to them for progressing into the final. This is a completely different game. It's at Ibrox. It'd be great to have 2 recognised strikers available. We've played Aberdeen twice now, and we've only had a recognised striker on the pitch for 12 minutes. So we're going in with confidence, in a good place. We've got Morelos in form, ready to go, and we've also got Lafferty, who's back in the form he was in when he first came.
Yeah, on Morelos, I think the stats, he scored 7 consecutive league games. When he scores, you win. When he doesn't score, Rangers don't win.
You best score tomorrow then.
Do you worry, going down the line, if he was injured, do you worry that there is a bit of over-reliance on him?
No, but I appreciate your question and understand your question, and it's an area of the team and the squad that we hopefully will add to very soon. But isn't every team reliant on their number 9?
To a point, but do you hope that there would be more contribution from other areas of the pitch?
And is there not contribution from other areas of the pitch?
Well, James Tavernier, I think, is your second top scorer, but it's almost as if Alfredo...
No, James Tavernier is the second highest scorer because he takes penalties. We've got goals coming from Scott Arfield. Daniel's been chipping in of late. Ryan Kent was before he had his injury. Ovier got one cleared off the line, was unlucky enough to get it the weekend. We're creating a lot of chances, and there's opportunities for people all over the pitch to score. Conor Golson, set pieces, is now becoming a big threat. So, yes, of course, we are reliant on our number 9, but I think the majority of teams around the world are. Real Madrid, who were they reliant on? Barcelona? Yeah, understand?
Fair point.
Next question.
Stephen, we spoke to you after.
You said there that you hope to have perhaps an addition on the striking department. Is there something concrete on that front you could tell?
Nothing concrete at the moment, and in terms of names, there's nothing.
It's just, are you confident that something will happen?
We're trying to identify people in that area of the pitch, in the top end of the pitch. That's all I can comment on at the moment. So you can obviously speculate on whoever you want, whoever that might be, but I can't help you in that department right now.
If Alfredo scores, or if he scores tomorrow night, he'll break a record in terms of 8 consecutive goals in top flight. What sort of achievement would that be, and does that vindicate how strongly you were supportive of him pre-season and during the season?
I'll always be supportive of him and all my players. That's my job. You know, I support my players when they're playing extremely well and they're contributing to the team, but I also have to support them when they make mistakes and maybe they're not in a fantastic place. That's what I have to do. His form this season has been magnificent. He's scoring high numbers. I think he's 1 off last season's total. So it's fantastic for him in terms of records and, you know, competing against all of the top players that have gone before him. But for me and Alfredo, the important thing tomorrow is 3 points and the results. If we get the right results and he breaks records, I'll be very pleased and I'll praise him.
Do you think there's a striker close to him in the league? I know James McFadden came out and said this week that he thinks he's the top striker in Scotland.
Yeah, I actually seen that interview. I think in current form he certainly deserves that recognition, but I think there's other top strikers in the league as well who've scored heavy goals over the years. I think the league has got some really strong forwards, but Alfredo's certainly up there.
Craig Levine came out after the game on Sunday and he was critical of one of your players, namely Morelos. How comfortable are you with that?
Well, Craig's entitled to his opinion, like I am when I speak about Hearts or Aberdeen or whoever it may be. I seen the interview and he said, I think we were playing against 13 men, was 13? The only mistake I seen in the interview, it was 14, because our fans were superb on the day. So probably 14 they played against.
He was getting at, in terms of Alfredo's style, he's not alone in this. He reckons that Alfredo goes over the top, presumably.
Well, what we'll do then, right, to make all the other managers in the league happy, we'll tell Alfredo not to compete, and we'll tell him to just get kicked from pillar to post from the first minute to the last, and we'll just tell him not to go near anyone. And we'll make it non-contact for Alfredo. See if they all like it, and then no one will complain.
Do you feel some of the criticism of him or the analysis of him is justified? And
I'm not really interested. He scored 17 goals and he's in fantastic form. That's my only concern. What other managers and defenders come out and say about him, it's none of my business. It's their opinions. They're entitled to it. I'm not really that interested.
He seems a different player, Stephen, since you came on board. What is it that you've said to him or changed with him that has made him the player he is now compared to before?
Well, I think it's down to Alfredo. He's the one who's done all the hard work. He's the one who's got himself in better condition. He's got himself fitter, stronger. I think he looks better, he looks sharper. So he deserves all the credit. You know, as a coaching staff, we've just tried to guide him, give him the right love at times, push him at the right times. All my staff are available for every single player in the squad. The office never closes, and that's our job, to support all the players. So we've gave him the support and the guidance, but he deserves all the credit for pushing himself. In pre-season, he pushed himself to the limit and the max every single session, and Daniel will back me up on it. And people are saying he's in a great place. The biggest thing for me is he's smiling, he's enjoying his training, he's enjoying being in the dressing room. The players love having him here, and not just for Alfredo, for all our top players that are linked with other clubs and stuff. I think they have to realise what they've got here. They're at a fantastic club. The fans adore them. And I know sometimes it's inviting to look over the fence and look around to maybe see if there's something out there better, but realise what you've got here. Alfredo and your Tavs and your Golsons, they're at a top place.
Steve, we spoke after the Hearts game, and you were talking about Rangers being top of the league and didn't really faze you, or you didn't want to speak about it at that time. Is that maybe a good incentive though for the players to just keep on winning and keep that pressure that you are?
Well, we've had to work extremely hard to be in the position we're in. We understand, you know, Celtic have got a game in hand and people are pushing from behind, and the circumstances we respect and appreciate all that. The message to the players is quite clear. You've worked ever so hard to get where you are, but now you have to work even harder to stay where you are, because the pressure comes even more from behind. Everyone wants to beat Rangers and knock Rangers anyway, so that just becomes that little bit more when you're sitting top.
I suppose for you guys, though, the way the squad are playing at the moment, games coming thick and fast, that's ideal for you. Well,
the games have come thick and fast since day one. That's been the schedule. It's been jam-packed. This is our third game in 6 days, coming up tomorrow, and it's the reason why we've tried to change it from time to time to keep that energy and that freshness in the squad. So we're used to the schedule now. We understand it. It is what it is, but for us, we just focus and try and take each game as it comes.
Just go back to Alfredo, Stephen, there was a lot of talk last January about bids from China, and we accepted that maybe that had affected Alfredo. Given the form he's in now and the way you're saying he's never been happier, you think he'll look back at that and think he'll be glad that nothing happened there?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. That's a question for Alfredo. You'd have to ask him if he's made the right decisions previously. All I can do is try and create an environment here that he enjoys and that he thrives on, and he's certainly doing that so far. But for any club looking over into our garden, as you call it, over our fences, if you want our top players, you have to come with top money. That's the only message I'll ever say on any of my top players. Top money. That's it.
You think Alfredo was equipped then to deal with any speculation that might happen in the course of the next?
He has to be. And so do all the other players. They have to be ready.
Danny, how does it feel as a winger knowing you've got someone like Alfredo in the box that could put away your crosses?
It feels good. Alfredo is a good striker. When you give the opportunity for pass for him, I'm happy if I score. and now is focus tomorrow, and is important Alfredo in the team and score more goals, of course.
How are you enjoying this season?
Yes, I'm enjoy all the days. Wake up with a smile because the group is a fantastic group. The atmosphere inside the dressing room is great, and when you have a good group, the results come naturally.
How different is it now that you're top of the league and you're talking about the atmosphere now compared to when things weren't so good when you were here maybe a year ago?
Yes, this year is too much better because you have a great group. When you have a great dressing room, is fantastic. You look in the pitch, all the players improve more, and it's a fantastic season.
You've been involved in a couple of dismissals at St Mirren and Villarreal. Do you feel you've been unlucky in both of those games?
No, I forgot the red cards, and the important is focus tomorrow and help the team.
Daniel, do you feel that you're playing your best football at the moment, this time of the season, and under Stephen as well?
Yes, I improve a lot. I like the training sessions, how the team play, and for me it's a fantastic moment.
Stephen, can I ask what you made of Jurgen's celebrations on Sunday? He's been charged as well for it. It's not something you would ever consider doing?
Well, I ran further than him when we got the goal. So I was caught up in the emotions as well. That's Jurgen, that's why we love him, that's why I'm delighted he is leading my team to hopefully good things. But I've never been on the sideline as a manager and won a derby in the 96 minutes, so it's difficult to judge, but don't be surprised if you see me run further.
You would be pretty miffed if you go.
I probably wouldn't be as quick. But no, listen, it was a great football match, and I think you'd have to mention Everton as well. I think it's the strongest Everton side I've seen for a good while. They were fantastic on the day, and I think they probably deserved the point out the game, but unfortunately for them, Liverpool actually got the winner, and it's fantastic for all those Reds,
You guys celebrated pretty vigorously when you won on Sunday. Have you found it as a manager, it's quite difficult to contain those emotions a little bit?
Yes, of course. I mean, a big result away from home, especially at Tynecastle. If we try and stop managers being emotional on the side and stop managers celebrating, I think it takes a big chunk and a big part away from the game. Isn't that why we love it? Isn't that why we love seeing managers celebrate and be emotional? Because it's real. Of course, we've all got a responsibility to contain it, of course, but sometimes, emotions take over and you do things you look back on and regret. I've been there myself, so I totally understand where Jurgen's coming from.
Stephen asked Daniel there if he felt he was unlucky with a couple of his dismissals this season. There's been a few this season. Do you feel that you've been unlucky in that regard, or is there an element of the team's play you're going to have to try and have to curb?
I think it's been quite mixed. I think some decisions we deserve. We've overstepped the mark and we take our punishments. Some we feel a little bit hard done by, but it's football. Sometimes things go your way, sometimes don't. What you've got to do is accept them and try and move on and focus on the next game. That's all we can control.
And just on that comment there, when you said there was 14 at Tynecastle, were you taken aback when you learned of Craig's comments?
No, I don't really. Managers. I respect all the managers in the league, and their opinions and their interviews after the game. They can say what they say. There's nothing really I can comment on that. But I just felt like our supporters were an extra man for us as well at the weekend. They've been absolutely superb, and because it's our third game in 6 days, I hope they take the roof off Ibrox tomorrow, because we're certainly going to need them. With the schedule, the players need to be pushed, and they're vital for us, and they were at the weekend. So I'd rather talk about how good our supporters were and how good my players were after 20 minutes rather than comment on officials.
You had a few guys playing the other day in the reserves game.
Yes.
Borna Barisic, is he?
He's played 45 minutes, so he's getting there. He's very close to coming back in the squad. Today he's fully trained. So I need to make a decision overnight whether he's included in the 18, but he's knocking on the door.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. How we all doing, gents? We're back.
Yep.
I think we should get Gerrard to sort that this Brexit carry on out of the cups for too much sense for me.
Yes, I don't want to talk about red cards. They're in the
And
past.
by the way, if you heard Daniel Kidd, you think he was 6'4", wouldn't you, mate?
Absolutely, yeah. No want to talk about red cards. Those are in the past. I look forward to the next game.
Did you like that, Bridge, did you?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Every bit of it, by the way. Every bit of it. Our manager gets him wound up something rotten, didn't he? He gets him wound up something rotten.
As Boswell said for a long, long time, it's the questions he asks.
What does he used to say about them? They're no journalists. They're just scummy reporters or something like that. Anyway, they're just no journalists anymore.
What kind of question was that to ask? No, Fred, if he scores, Gers win. Alfredo scores and Gers win. What? How can the guy? What kind of mentality question is that?
JFK, was that no a statistic that says every game he scores we win or something?
I know, but I know that. But why come away with? No, was he expecting Stevie Gerrard to turn on his seat? And I'm thinking, Jesus God, man. No, when Alfredo scores, Gers win. Oh, of course, right.
He better score tomorrow then, eh?
He will score tomorrow. He will score a hat trick.
No, but I'm saying, our manager, the very first thing, quick as a flash, he better score tomorrow then.
Aye.
I love that. I just love that.
It tells us everything that we all want to hear, not just because he's playing to the crowd and that, because he knows he's experienced. He's come through the career he's come through to become the Rangers manager, and he's obviously he knows what he's talking about, and it's great to hear him say us and we, and that pleases me. He knows what we're all about, I think, now. And obviously he knew what we're all about before that, because he's obviously sat down with the great man Souness and spoke to him and what Rangers are all about, and absolutely fantastic. 15 minutes of absolute sublime listening. It was absolutely wonderful.
The half-wittery for the press at times, though, Jimmy, it's just mind-numbing sometimes.
Is that a new phrase, Ruby? I like that.
You like that? Aye.
The half-wittery. That's a good one. Sublime half-wittery.
It's absolutely mind-numbing at times. You wonder where they get these people for you. You've got a guy there who's played in Champions League finals, and he's a captain to England. And some of the questions they ask him and the points that they're trying to make, the thing about Alfredo, depending on, do you not think you depend on the number 9 too much? Well, look, that's what the guy's there for. He's there to score goals.
Well, his answer to that, sorry to interrupt, Rudy, but as I said earlier on, his answer to that was, what about Real Madrid? What about Barcelona? And they were lost. I heard the guy faintly saying, well, okay, I get your point. Blooming hell, the point is that, a matter of fact, is that number 9 scores the goals, and that's all teams all over the world rely on. And that's what Stevie Gerrard was trying to tell him. Oh, okay, I get the point. Oh, geez, oh man.
Here's a wee stat for you, Jimmy. Rangers have scored about, I think it's 36 goals in the league this season, right? Alfredo has scored 9 of the goals. So 23 of the goals have came from other areas of the park. So the guy's not even going...
Rudy.
Point?
Was Ibrox loyal teaching you maths?
I know.
Start again, mate. Start again. How many goals have we scored?
Oh, 36, I think, in the league, 36.
And how many's Alfredo scored?
9.
And how many does that leave?
I think that leaves 27.
Ibrox loyal say 24.
Get the abacus out, Rudy.
There's the point. The point
I
is,
blame the schools.
The point that Halfwit was making in the press conference, he's obviously not taking that into consideration, that the majority of the goals have been scored for other areas of the park. Alfredo's only scored 9 of the 36 goals, you know what I mean? And so the point that the idiot was making wasn't even valid. It wasn't even a valid point. but they don't seem to care about that. It doesn't seem to make, they don't bother if it's making any sense what they're trying to ask. They're just trying to make stupid points that are invalid, really,
Yeah.
Did Alfredo score against Kilmarnock, the one each game? Was it Fred that scored there? I can't remember.
It
was. We never won that night. Anyway, we've been joined by Ben. Evening, Ben.
Evening, boys. How we doing?
How we doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Not too bad for us at the same time. It's quite creepy.
What's on your mind, mate?
Just looking forward to tomorrow, really, of getting up bright and early, obviously, to fly up there. That's actually the third home game that I'd have made in a row, and then I won't be able to make a home game until the 29th, which, of course, looking forward to as well. I just wanted to get score predictions.
Give us yours.
My honest score prediction is going to be a tight 2-1 to us, actually. That's what I'm thinking.
I would take that just now, Ben.
Right.
I'm going to go for 2-0 to Rangers.
I'm going to push your boat out. I'm going 4-0.
Wow. I'll stick with my normal. I'll go for a 1-0 for the Rangers. 1-0 for the Rangers, a tight result. 1-0 for the Rangers will do me fine. 3 points.
I'll go for 3-0.
Oh, I like that, James. I like that.
3-0 will do me.
Yes. What about yourself, Ben? You're thinking it's going to be a hard game, do you?
Yeah, Aberdeen have got points to prove. At this point in time, we've got a game in hand. I think they're sitting on about 21 points or so, something like that. We're currently, of course, around the 30 mark. But the league is still wide open. Even 6th, for example, could catch up on us if things went their way. It's quite interesting. Aberdeen is sitting 6th. They've got so much to fight in this game, but bear in mind, in the past 27 years, they've lost to
Are you sure they're sitting? You sure they're sitting
12
6th?
points behind us, Ben.
Yeah, they're 6th, mate.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I swear they're 6th.
By the way, Ben, he's asked you twice, so if it turns out you're right...
I might be wrong. Do you know what?
Thanks for the call, Ben. Thanks for the call, Ben. If you've won it.
No, they're
7th.
They're 7th.
Thanks for the call, Ben. Please do your homework before you come back on again.
It's not my fault. I chatted with Ibrox Loyal about the table just before I came.
So that's 2 for the summer camp for arithmetic. That's
really
better.
Yeah, no, I mean they've got to come in all guns blazing. They've got so much to fight for just now. And
I don't think they've got that in the locker, Ben. I really don't, mate. They'll play 4-5-1, prime style for it. It'll be the exact same as the semi-final, mate. That's how they'll play. Anybody think?
Ben, can I ask you, why do you think...
KFK, let Bridge come in. And
sorry, Oxford.
No problem. I was just going to say, all of us have to remember that young lad that nearly got badly damaged the other day. So he had a great game against us the last time. He was their best player for sure. So discounting him, Aberdeen don't have anybody in the park that should strike any fear into us. They've not got anybody with pace that I know of. So that's all I've got to say about it. 1-0 to Rangers.
On you go, JFK.
I'm just like to ask Ben, what does he mean when he thinks that Aberdeen have got a lot to prove or to tomorrow night? You know, because to me, they're sitting 7th in the league. They're imploding now. To me, they're a mediocre team. They're not the Aberdeen that we had in the past, and I know they will come out tomorrow night and they'll get their all against us because it's against Rangers. But I'm the same as Bridge here. Gary Mackay-Simons, unfortunately, and no matter what team you play for, that was a horrible injury, you know, and I wish him all the best to recover for that. But I can't see Aberdeen do anything apart from try to kick us off the park, Ben. I mean, the 3 players I mentioned earlier on is Cosgrove, Shinnie and Big Considine. They're just big lumpers. Aberdeen are not a football team now. We can play football. And I just can't see them doing anything against tomorrow, apart from trying to kick us off the park. But apart from that, I'll still go for my 3-0, Ben.
They'll line up 4-5-1, really, try and stifle us, eh?
That's exactly what they'll do. That's how they play nowadays, you know. They don't seem to have it up front to score goals. They caught us in the semi-final with a sucker punch, you know. We played the game, we need sort of proper forward up front, but They caught us with a set piece. Hopefully that'll not happen tomorrow night, but I agree with you. I think that's exactly how they'll play 4-5-1. They're not fit, but they're a very average side, in my opinion. Very average. Hence the reason why they're sitting 7th in the league, in my opinion. We've got all the skill, we've got the players with the pace. What they need to do tomorrow night is find a way through them, because they're going to put all their men behind the ball. It's simply, they're going to let us play in front of them, and then they're going to try and hit us on the break. We need to be able to get through them. We need to be able to find a way through them. I think we'll miss Scotty Arfield for that tomorrow night. We'll probably come on to maybe the team later on, but I think we'll miss Arfield tomorrow night. But hopefully, whoever plays, whether it's Candace, I would imagine, will start on the right, whether it's Gresler or Middleton, these boys are going to have to work really hard to find a way through that defence, and whoever's playing up front in the midfield is going to have to do the same job. They're going to have to find a way through them.
Anyway, we'll also be joined by Fox. Evening, Fox.
Evening. How we doing?
All right, your good self.
Right, Fox.
Aye, fine, mate.
Fine.
Nice to hear from you, Fox.
Do you enjoy listening to Stevie G, mate?
I did, mate. He's a terrific at handling these press conferences, and a joy to listen to. The only thing that kind of worried me was when he said that Celtic are behind us. I don't want any of them behind me whatsoever.
Well said, Fox. Watch that soap now.
No offence, Fox, you've nothing to worry about. Talking about the football, this outcry, Fox, at some of the Scottish media, I don't want to go into it too much, but even in the questions asked them about Morelos, what did Morelos actually do, right, on Sunday?
Absolutely nothing, mate. All he did was be competitive. I think I said in the aftermatch show on Sunday, I think he only had 3 actual fouls given against him in the whole game.
Can you go and lads, when you're not talking, somebody's got a lot of interference come from somebody, please carry on, Fox.
I think that's Ben. You'll need to go and mute Ben. I thought that press conference turned into be an Alfredo press conference. That seemed to be the only thing they were really interested in. And I thought Stevie G batted the questions away brilliantly.
We enjoyed Stevie G, Fox.
Indeed, mate. I think he's... At least I always like him, an articulate speaker, but I think he's really grown into the role. He's learned very, very quickly. Maybe a couple of early mistakes in press conferences where he was too nice to the headbangers that are in the press up here. And now I think he just treats them with utter contempt.
I think you're going to find there'll be a 3-page spread in every paper tomorrow with a huge negative story before the Aberdeen game about Stevie G and how he disrespects Scottish football and all the people in it. That's probably what you'll find.
Well, the thing is, mate, it's already started and it has been going.
Oh yes.
Since
I think that actually I think you'll find the headlines in the paper tomorrow will be that Rangers radio presenter can't take 9 away from 36.
There's a good chance of that one. What was the man's name again? Rudy.
Abacus.
Can I ask you a question? I thought I heard something or saw something.
Sorry, Rudy.
Follow. Did the big Glegine get pulled up by the compliance officer?
Apparently. Yep.
Apparently.
Right. So he's using me. He's using the wee Lurgan bigot as a ruse.
It was pretty good what you done, Bridge.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. I'm thinking to myself, if he gets away with that, then see that thing they've got with 5 charging against us, they can bin it. Because I'm sure that our senior executives in the club and plus the lawyers will see it and go, wait a minute, you're charging us with that, and that guy's coming out and calling you all the names under the sun. And apparently, I saw a wee thing with tonight in the news, and he said something like, no, it's nothing personal, you know. It's nothing personal. I love it.
See, I've got a wee theory on why Hibs have plummeted, mate. Ever since that shambolic way he went down when he got hot with the coin, I think the Hibs players have looked at him and I've lost total respect for him. And I think since that incident, I think they've hardly won a game. And I can see him being sacked before the end of the season.
Hopefully, after we bump them twice, Fox, you play them twice and just about in 8 days, home and away. Aye.
Are they not turning against him because potentially because of the 3 players that he's not got now from last season?
Because
the club let him go. Oh, I know they're key. Yeah, what I'm saying, but 3 players they had last season were good players.
If you were working under a manager that wants you to go out there, get tore in and give your all, and then you see an incident where he gets hit with a pound coin, gets down like somebody shot him, would you lose respect for him? I certainly would.
Yeah, definitely.
Foxy, I could have said a million things about him years ago. I just need to go back to when he done the aeroplane thing at Easter Road. I'm sorry. That is just unbelievable. And nobody said a word to him in reality. Nobody really said a word to him. That guy ran onto that pitch during the game. Unbelievable. Wow, unbelievable. No, I'm sorry, I wouldn't go for that. I'll just do the aeroplane. We scored a goal, I'll just do the aeroplane.
Would it not be great in the 26th of December when we play them at
29th? Sorry, 26th.
No, I'm talking about
yeah, okay, pal,
Lego mouth, popcorn teeth and that. When we play him and his cohorts Ibrox the 26th Boxing Day, the next day he gets a sack.
That'd be funny.
That'd be brilliant, Rudy. When it get a sack.
Yeah,
what about even...
Listen. We've got a game tomorrow night against
Absolutely.
Aberdeen.
We're up with it.
What are you even letting him in your thoughts for? Thoughts?
But there's no in your thoughts.
Fox give you a theory. It's Fox's theory, and you know his theories. Right? we've still no signed Sammy Figueroa's brother.
Yeah, still waiting.
He's still no sold that jacket yet.
But it is a theory, and it's
your self like Fraser.
Yeah, it all heads to tomorrow night. That's the game first. Ben's went for a 2-1 win. I'm interested to hear what the Fox thinks it's going to be tomorrow night.
I think if we get an early goal, it could be 3 or 4-0, mate.
Yes.
Seriously, mate, do you think they could unravel if they had to come out? Because they'll try and keep it tight, wouldn't they? That's their plan.
I think against the Tims on Sunday, they played that kind of 4-2-3-1 that they play with the normal back 4. I think Devlin will probably come back in. He's been missing for a couple of games. I think Ball and Shinnie will sit in front of them. And the young boy that came on for Mackay Stevens, I think his name was McClellan, will probably take his place. The boy up front...
The big question mark for us, who's going to be our creative player playing up against Shinnie and Ball where Arfield would have been playing?
Well, I think that's your difficulty tomorrow night, is getting the right 3. We've got a good choice between Ajaria there, we've got Jack available, we've got McCrory available, we've got Rossiter available. It's getting that middle 3 right. I don't think they started the game very well on the Sunday, and being at Ibrox, we're looking for more attacking options, so probably Ajaria will be at the front, and Jack, I think Koulibaly might drop out. I think Jack and maybe McCrory to put a bit of strength into the midfield in this game.
Anybody get any other thoughts on the midfield? Anybody get any other thoughts on the midfield, Ben?
I think it's, again, fair point with Jaria. But it's something that we kind of lacked, isn't it? I was thinking to myself, what do you reckon Josh Windass would do? What kind of damage do you think he'd do in this team? Or do you reckon he'd just be inconsistent again?
Ben, are you coming on here to deliberately try and wind me up?
I genuinely think that he could have done a job this season.
Yeah.
No, sorry, mate.
Done.
This isn't English bias, I swear to you.
No, we're not talking about that, but he's gone now.
He's not even very popular in Wigan.
Aye.
No, that's true. That's a good point. Aye. That is a good point.
You know, well, Josh Windass has got pace. He's got ability. He can score a goal. No heart.
Yeah. lacks it in abundance, so he does. And there's better players now in our midfield than Windass, in my opinion. I like Fox. I'd go with Ajaria and probably sit Koulibaly on the bench and see what's happening. I'd bring McCrory on to play in beside Ryan Jack, so to strengthen that midfield up, in my opinion.
What do you think's happened to Rossiter, really, Bear? After the Hamilton game, he seemed to have disappeared out the picture, mate. We're getting told he's fit.
You see, he mentioned he was fit. I think it was last week. He said he was fit, and available. I don't know. He seems to have dropped out the picture of me, but this seems to be something that happens with one or two players under Steven Gerrard, isn't it? You kind of don't hear of them, for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden, before they're back again. And they've been picked for a starting 11, and you maybe see that tomorrow. Maybe he'll go with Rossiter. I doubt it.
I think I'll go with Jack, Ajaria, and Halliday. And I think I'll slot Flanagan back into the left back.
Left back, Jimmy. Good point, mate. Good point.
I think that's what he might do. Maybe no, but I would definitely. I think that's the way you might go.
I think Halliday's done really well when he's either played at left back or back in the midfield again, Jimmy, isn't he? He's not let us down.
No, he's not. He's certainly not let us down. No, but I think because Arfield's, I'd like to see McCrory in there, but I just think the way that the team's playing, Halliday's not done anything wrong, as you said, Rudy, but I just think he'd probably maybe play Flanagan in the left back, obviously with Macaulay, Goldson and Tav, and I think there's a chance he'll probably put Halliday in there before he would put McCrory, and definitely Ajaria and Jack, and the front three is a kind of mix and match between four, apart from one, obviously is Fred up front. But I think that Halliday's got a better chance of getting into the game than McCrory. That's just the way I'm looking at it.
What about you, Bridge?
From a midfield perspective, I think what Foxy was saying is probably right. They'll move Majeria up, and they'll bring in Jack. So I think Koulibaly, if he's not injured, they may be carrying a wee knock for that bump he got with the young lad for Hearts. But if he's not carrying any knocks, then he should be straight in. And of course, I think Rossiter will go into the bench then, and be available. I think you mentioned Rossiter. I'm quite keen on getting him into the team as quickly as possible, providing the manager likes him. That's the main thing. I heard Jimmy talking about Flanagan at left back. I'd be quite happy with that.
Just cut across you, mate.
Right, go on,
be a caller, mate, and then I'll come right back.
Go on, then, bud. Go on.
Evening, caller.
It's Little Blue, mate. She's just into to listen that she can't pick up a signal.
Okay, she's just into listening to dulcet tones. I'll carry on, Bridge.
What was going to say? If it's, I heard them saying about what do you call him, Flanagan. Does that mean you're thinking Halliday's going to not play tomorrow night?
No. I'll give you the team. I think it'll be obviously Greg's, right, McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Macaulay, and I think he'll play Flanagan. And in the middle, I would think he'll play Halliday, Ajaria, Jack, Candias, Morelos, and maybe Middleton or Gresda. I don't know what he'll do there, but that's the basis of my team, Bridge.
No, it's just I'm just getting a bit mixed up with you. You mentioned Flanagan, then you mentioned Halliday, and I'm wondering, But I would suggest right now, and I'm a fan of Flanagan's, but I think Halliday had a terrific game, and I wouldn't have any bones about him playing for us tomorrow night against Aberdeen. None at all. Unless they've got an absolute flying machine on the right hand side, then I'm quite sure that Halliday can cope with it, and Aberdeen are going to give him. I think he deserves another chance. Agree with the rest of your team to a certain extent.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we line up. I think that the midfield one, obviously, Arfield too, I've been critical already, but he was starting to run into real form and looked a good player for us.
He's starting to do the business for his Ox, wasn't he? I think both me and you were sort of expecting a bit more of him.
First few weeks, I thought some of his performances were awful, but new team and all that. But he's really, the last few weeks, he's been excellent for us.
I think since I thought against Motherwell, he was absolutely top class against Motherwell. He got his 2 goals against Motherwell, 2 cracking goals at that, especially his first one. His first one was just brilliant the way he took it. And since then, you know, he's had a bit of form. He played great, really good at the weekend there. He was playing well, I thought, until he got sent off. I don't know that. It was a rush of blood to the head, I think, you know, he went in for that. We're 2-1 up. He really didn't have to do that, you know. But aye, like you say, look, first few weeks of the season, I was a wee bit disappointed and I was expecting a bit more, but he certainly come on to a bit of form. That's why I'm saying to you, I think we'll miss him a wee bit tomorrow night, you know, because he's certainly starting to play well for us. But hopefully Big Ajari, if he's put in that position, can create something for us, you know, because we're going to need that.
Can I just ask any of you guys, based on the manager's interview there at press conference, he mentioned Barisic, whom I think myself and lots of other Rangers fans would love to see him back on the team. But I don't think he's going to be available for tomorrow night, is he?
I get the impression he'll make a decision when he's going to be in the 18th tomorrow. And my information is from the news hound that he will be included in the 18.
Wow. Well, that'll be great. That's great news. This is getting in among the first team again.
So if he's no, don't blame me. Have a go at CC, all right?
Yeah. Does anybody know if Mr. Berra from Hearts has got himself recovered from the ragdolling he took off to be Alfredo? I've never seen MD getting ragdolled like that in my life.
But look, you've got to give Berra credit in one aspect, is that he did state that that's the type of game he likes. I know he said that he got a couple of decisions that he thought that went against him, but he's the type of player he likes to have a bit of rough and tumble, and he was up for the challenge with Fred, and I admire him for that, you know. So I don't have any. I know Fred had him in his back pocket all game, and well done to Fred. But no, I think Berra's the type of player doesn't shirk a challenge. I think he's more falling into his managers thinking, no, he's a morning phase git, so I can maybe just go along the lines. But no, I think Berra was fair in his assessment, apart from saying that Big Lafferty had no class. No,
I have to say, Berra had a really good game against us initially. It was a good battle between him and Morelos, but I think Morelos eventually turned out the winner by a long way. A long way.
Yeah.
And by the way, Rudy, what I'm hearing, I'm hearing something that you said something about Arfield being rotten and no good.
The first few weeks of the season.
Is that right? And he's played a blinder every game since you said that. Is that right?
That's not
he obviously listens. He obviously listens to you, Rudy.
Oh, but I think the problem was for the first few weeks of the season, you know, he wasn't getting involved as much as I would like to have seen. You know, he's got bags of experience, Arfield. He's done really well down in England, so he has. You know, and he's a really good player, Arfield. I just think it took him a while, Ox, like yourself. You know, I think you thought the same thing. It took him a while. You know, I thought he was kind of poor in some games. Other games, I don't think he done enough. But certainly in the last few weeks, I think in some of the European games and stuff as well, I think he's been excellent. He's certainly had a run of form now, so he has, and I'm well pleased with Arfield now. Like.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. Ben, get yourself on mute, everybody. And we'll have a tune for your Fox.
Well, I took a trip to Eyebrow, my favourite team for to cheer, where they were playing the Glasgow Celtic on the first day of the year. Now the ground was filled to capacity as the teams come out to play. The animals sang the soldiers' song, and the people sang Dolly Gray. Now half-time it came and went in, the Glasgow Celtic were in the lead. Finian Tully was running everywhere, shaking his rosary beads, while the green flags they were flying high. Celtic hearts were full of pride. The second half, sure, it started, and the Rangers, they turned the tide. Won't you play up the Glasgow Rangers? Oh, play up the boys in blue. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. We're here to cheer for you. Now the ball goes out to Waldo, and from 30 yards he did score. Sure you couldn't hear your ears at Ibrox Park, for the sash my father wore. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. Sammy Cox is on the ball. He slips it through to Willie Woodbarn, then on through to Ian McCall. McCall to Billy Simpson. Oh, here come the boys in blue. Well, Simpson beats the Celtic centre half, and then goes number 2. Now the Rangers fans are roaring. Jardie Young, he takes a free onto the head of William Simpson, and then goes number 3. Well, it's 3-1 for the Rangers. That was the final score. A happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Fenians once more.
Yeah, I bet you old Briggs enjoyed that one.
Aye, indeed, boy, indeed. That was a fantastic wee number. I just loved it. That was it. Celtic Park, and I've seen some of these guys he was mentioning, I'll tell you.
Good tune, good tune. Where were we? Midfield 3. We'll just need to wait and see. I don't think there was any real hints for the manager, really, no?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he can take anything, as far as team selection goes from Steven Gerrard's pressers. He doesn't tell you much, really, does he? He doesn't hint really so much at anything. And I think we've been surprised from time to time with some of his selections, and, players that kind of, like I said sort of 5-10 minutes ago, maybe you'll see a player for a wee bit, and then, he's back in the first or starting 11 again. So that's possibly, we might see something tomorrow that might surprise us. But as far as team goes, I think you can almost depend on the back four and the goalie. That's, you're going to get what you're going to get. But for as far as the midfield goes, I don't know, they might just pull something out the bag we're not expecting.
We've been joined by Big Ulster. Evening, Ulster.
Evening, everyone.
Hey, big man.
Mate.
Howdy, Ulster.
Doing well, thank you, guys.
What's on your mind, mate?
No, that's just I enjoyed that press conference earlier.
Yeah, very good.
Really good listen. Yeah, I think that Tynecastle away result has give the man confidence. I know he has the confidence anyway, but in the past when he gave interviews, he's not attacked the question, but he has in wee bits. But today we've seen a different. I think he's a man who's really settling in the seat at the job and as the Rangers manager. And I think we've seen that today. I think that's brought real confidence to him and the team after that result. And I think we've seen that in the press conference today. Hopefully that comes into tomorrow night's game. But he does look. You can see his wee glint at his eye and a wee smirk, and he was battering questions back all over the place. And I just think it's the confidence of that result has really, really, really helped everybody at the club.
Who's your midfield 3 tomorrow, mate?
Oh, I think the easy one you'd probably say would be Jari Koulibaly and Ryan Jack, but it is Stevie G we're talking about. I don't think I've got a thing right yet with him. So I don't know who will play. I think he'll start Ryan Jack, definitely, because you've seen how much he embraced him at the game away at the start of the season. He embraced Jack after that, giving him a big hug and all, etc. So he was really happy with his performance. So I think he'll give Jack another go start against Aberdeen. I think he'll play Ajaria because we need that creativity in there. And I have a weird feeling we'll not start with Koulibaly. Who will put in? I don't know. Will he give McCrory a start? I'm not sure. But I definitely think Jack and Ajaria will start. I just think Koulibaly might be left out for this one.
That'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting to see if Gareth plays tomorrow night and on Sunday again. GFK.
I think he will. I think he'll play against Aberdeen. He might not play against Dundee on Sunday. I think the tomorrow night's game is a bigger game than the game against Dundee. I think we can. I know this. No, I think that's an easier game against Dundee, and that might be a no. But I think we need Gareth McCauley tomorrow night against a team like Aberdeen. They'll be strong, big, imposing, and Gareth McCauley, apart from his wee glitch there, the own goal, but to me he's an immense defender. He's reading the game and he's looking about. I know when I say he's reading the game, he kind of, but I wouldn't have put that down to him. I just thought that it was a wee bit the way he put his foot in, maybe just wasn't the way he wanted it. He slid in, but I would definitely have him in against Aberdeen. Can he play against Dundee? Maybe no. I don't know.
We'll see. But what's your thinking, Rudy?
I don't see any reason why he can't. I think he's very suited to Scottish football. I think tomorrow night I will get what after Aberdeen. What you always get, a big, they'll resort to punting the ball high and long into the box, and I think he's ideally suited to that. He very rarely loses anything in the air for me. Come the weekend against Dundee, perfect game to play him again, in my opinion, It's not like he's played a lot of football up to now. He's pretty sparse, really, his football this season so far. So there's no real reason why we can't play him tomorrow night and Sunday against Dundee.
Ben, what's your thinking?
He fell asleep, I think, Ox.
He's at school in the morning, isn't he?
Wait, was that me then?
Yeah, he's at school in the morning, isn't he? Ben, what's your thinking on McCauley? Do you think he'll play tomorrow and on Sunday? Or do you think he'll play tomorrow and then we'll see him at Sunday?
Oh, I'd rather see him tomorrow. Definitely, I'd rather see him tomorrow for the same reasons as I believe Big Ulster would. Hi, Ulster, by the way. How you doing, mate? You're right.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, no, basically, I'd much rather see McCauley. Seems to have a cool, composed head and lots of experience by him. You can see it in his decision making. But interestingly enough, who was it that mentioned that under Jared you can see people that are playing time and time under him, and then suddenly they're just not playing anymore? None more so than Katic. I still want to know what happened. I want to know, was there a fallout? What happened?
Oh, don't be starting rumours, Ben.
But come on, the guy was sitting in press conference saying how much he loves him. He doesn't even have the confidence to play him now. What has happened?
He's a bit of merit, Hamilton, didn't he? He wasn't alone, but he was very poor that day. And he's not been able to get back in the team since.
Ben, I don't think he's match fit at all.
Ben makes a great point. That's a cracking point, Ben. I mean, he's just went right out the picture. He's not even in the squad. And you make a really good point. But maybe he's no match fit. He's maybe not showing up in training.
I said last week, Jimmy, I think he's had a big drop in confidence, the boy. I think he had a couple of shitty games, and I think it affected him. And then we hooked him at half time again. Can't mind who it was now. Anyway, he was hooked at half time. And I think it's affected his confidence, the boy, because he's young player too, isn't he, so.
We'd all great things, expectations when he came, we were all raving about him when he played against us, so might be a bit of confidence right enough, Rudy, but we need to see him back in the squad to show us again what he's capable of. But it's disappointing to see that he's not there, and I agree with Ben saying that it'd be good to see him back. But I don't think there's been a fault or anything like that. I think it's just that, as you're saying, Rudy, he's lost a confidence. He's just it was taken off, and after that he's not really done much, you know. And unfortunately, but it'll come again for him, and probably it'll come again this season.
I don't think Mr. Katic is due a place in the team. Certainly not to replace someone like Gareth McCauley. I doubt very much if he's match fit, and that's my trouble in my mind. I don't think he's match fit, and that eats away at your confidence when we are playing a couple of games and you're getting to that ball, you're able to stretch out and touch the ball, get it away from others, and it makes it look good. And then all of a sudden something happens to you. You're not quite match fit, and that wee stretch isn't there anymore. Your eye-ball coordination is out a wee bit. Confidence starts to drop. The manager drops you, and so on and so forth. And the spiral goes downward sometimes. I mean, even when you get a chance to get back in, like his last game there, he was not very good at all. He just wasn't. So great sympathy for him. He needs to get back on the training ground. He needs to get right into it and show he can do it. I believe he was playing the other day there.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Would he?
Not too hard.
No, of course not. 1-1. He's 11. If you don't mind, Ox, would you all make of the comments that the Nottingham Forest manager is trying to bring Worrell back to Nottingham Forest?
I read
would
that
you be happy with that?
I read that article actually. I think what he was asked by the radio station in there because they've got a couple of injuries in their position.
4 injuries I've got, aye.
And he said he'd had to look at the deal to see if he can call him back. Normal business, I think, for somebody who was asked that question. Big Ulster?
Just normal. Yep. I think they have had a few injuries, so I think he's probably just answering that. Because maybe, obviously he's a centre back of decent quality. And if he's just probably looking at it.
That's not what I was asking, also. I'm asking how do you feel as Worrell returning to Nottingham Forest? Me personally, I'd chase him. I know what the manager doing there said. I know he's saying what he's saying, but me personally, if there's a chance, get out, get away. That's my feelings.
If he wants to stay and play football in Europe and learn from, get a lot of confidence and experience, fair enough. If he wants to go back to Nottingham Forest and there's any indication that he is looking back, there's no doubt in my mind Stephen Gerrard will have him out the door in 2 seconds flat. Because he'll only want players who want to play.
Can I follow one from Ulster there? I have to agree with you, Ulster. But I think it would be a tragedy for that guy if he goes back to Nottingham Forest. He'll never, ever in his whole life get this opportunity again. He's playing in Europe. We are potentially going further in Europe. If the Rangers get through to the next level, get through that group stages, that boy's in there because the manager obviously likes the way he plays. So I would suggest he's a third place centre half in Rangers, and he's got a great half a season, providing he gets what he wants. But if he chooses to go back to Nottingham Forest, sorry, he'll never get back again.
But he's got a heart like the Cowardly Lion. He can't challenge for the ball. He's a Cowardly Lion. When he goes up for a corner kick or defending, he's rubbish.
Hold on, Jim, we're not speaking about how he plays. What I'm saying is that the chance of him going back to Nottingham Forest may be there for him. I'm saying if he takes that, he'll never get another chance again. Well, he'll go back down there and he'll disappear.
Well, to me, that doesn't really matter to me. I'm only wanting players who can play for Rangers. As I say, he's like a Cowardly Lion.
Yeah, but Jimmy, the manager likes him. The manager played him in Europe.
No. I'm not saying about the manager doesn't like him, Bridge. I never said that. That wasn't the question I asked. I never asked you for a straw poll. Hands up, who likes the man? What I'm saying
straw poll.
All us here, as guys here, blue noses. Do you like Worrell as a player? Me, I think he's rubbish.
All right, okay.
That's my opinion.
Jimmy, what I think about him? I don't think so much he's rubbish. I wouldn't use such a strong term to explain what, to describe what I think of him. But I certainly am not going to be unhappy if he goes back to Forest at the end of the season, because I don't think he's what we need long term, Possibly, I don't know what will happen in January. If they're having problems at Nottingham Forest, which I didn't know about, I haven't heard that up until there just now. So if they're having problems at Forest, maybe in January they'll come back to Rangers and they'll say, look, we really need him back. Is there any way we can take him back down the road again? If he decides to go, that's fine with me. As I said, I don't particularly think the boy's rubbish. I just don't think it's what we are going to need long term. So whether he goes in January or whether he goes in the summer at the end of the season, either way, I'm quite happy with that. I don't really have a problem with it,
Look, you've got to look at the boy's point of view. He's a Nottingham Forest boy.
Exactly.
He wants to play for Nottingham Forest. This could be his big chance to break into the first team down there. And if it's agreeable with the manager and the manager thinks that he could do without him and maybe bring in another centre-half on loan, fair enough with me. I don't see if it's... He's only here for another 5 months after the January break, mate. So if Steven Gerrard allows him to go, I wouldn't have any objection to it.
I made the same point last week there, Fox. The boy's a Forest fan, I mean, I would like to think Greg Docherty is itching to get back to Rangers come the end of the season, So I perfectly understand why the back to Forest. If he gets the opportunity to play in the first team at Forest, it's the boy's dream. He's a Forest fan. He's a huge Forest fan, He's supported them all his life. So it's fine with me. If he goes back, even if he goes back in January, it's fine with me, you know what I mean?
I think he's played well in the European games he's been selected for. And for his career, yes, if he's a big Forest man and he doesn't want to play up here again and blah, 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 then he can go and he'll get my blessing to go as well. I only want people that want to play for the Rangers. But I think this boy, I think he's got it. He's an England youth player, captain, and he's just starting to get a bit of form. I thought the last game he played in Europe, I thought he had a really good game. And he's got Gareth McCauley coming in. He'll get switched through about. He's a sort of reserve centre-half between Gareth McCauley and Goldson. And the way I see it anyway. And I think if he goes away from Glasgow Rangers, he'll be shooting himself in the foot, seriously.
Bridge, do you really think that he can attack a ball with the head?
No, I don't think too much about it at all.
He's not a centre defender then?
I don't think too much about it at all. All I'm saying is, based on he's being selected by our manager, and he's played quite well in Europe.
I can understand that, but do you think that when he goes up to header a ball, it's powder?
No, I don't think
he's rubbish at challenging for a ball.
I don't think too much of him as a player. I'm trying to say to you, I don't think too much of him as a player. If he wants to go away, I wish him well, and I'll probably never see him again, other than playing for Forest.
I agree with you.
All I'm saying,
it depends what's in the small print of the
correct. But I'm trying to say, when he came in his first game, he played for them, he played for us rather, and he wasn't great. And he's proved not to be a really great player. Yeah. But his last few games, particularly in Europe, he's played quite well for us. So I'm not going to take too much away from him. Based on that wee bit alone, the manager quite likes him, the manager picks him, and I'm quite happy with that because he hasn't really let us down. However, he's got a big choice to make. He's got a chance if Rangers go through out of the group stages, he's got a huge chance to go back to Forest. Based on what you're saying, he's got a huge chance to go down there, and if that's the love of his life, he'll go. Bye-bye. I just feel sorry for him because he's done well.
It depends what's in the small print.
Of course,
he's done okay at times, JFK.
No, I'm not saying he hasn't, Oxia. I'll put my hands up and say, he has, yeah.
He's also been poor at times.
Very, very poor. I've never seen a guy like him. I'm sitting there watching him going up for a corner kick or a set piece, free kick or whatever, and he's pulled out it. Put your head in where it hurts. And that, for me, I can agree to a point what Bridge is saying, but for me, bye-bye. He's not a Rangers player for me. And if I could get him out the door in January and get another guy in on the same type of wages he might be on as a loan player, I would take him. I don't know who it might be, but for me, he'll never ever be a Rangers player. If it's 7.1 million quid they rate him at,
Can I just come in on that, Jimmy? Can I just come in on that? Just one big point. I think, yes, I agree with you. I'm not his greatest fan. There are people quite like him. I'm not his greatest fan. I've got nothing against the boy, really, but he's not a great player, right, for Rangers. But he could be. If he stayed here till the end of the season, I reckon he'd be a smashing player. Two, he's only a youngster. He's only 21, 22. So for a centre half, that's nothing. But I thought we saw.
He's not going to stay Bridge and be
no.
third or fourth choice when he can
all
go
I'm saying is,
if
all he needs to do is watch a replay of Saturday's game, particularly in the second half, and you saw two guys playing at centre half for our team, and they were absolutely outstanding. Nothing past them.
What a difference a few months makes. I know the Bridge show.
Sorry, pal. Sorry.
I love you, Bridge. I love.
Put him in the corner and they'll be facing them on a minute.
No, what a difference a few months makes, point. Because at the start it was like, Gareth McCauley, the old dog, he was like coming in, he was going to maybe do a few things, flutter in, flutter out, but it's good to see that the boys have watched his performances and are pretty happy with him, and now we're in the state of mind we're going, happy to see a centre back go. I wouldn't like to see Worrell go, to be honest. I hope he stays, because you need that extra option if you get an injury. There's a lot of games coming up, etc. So I wouldn't be too quick to throw him back down to Forest, but if he wants to go, you have to let him go, because we just can't have anybody at our club who doesn't want to be at the club.
So
I think we're finding that out. That might not even happen,
Ben, are you getting any thoughts on Worrell?
Yeah, mate, of course. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm on mute there. Yeah, no, I think Worrell takes a lot of flack when he actually shouldn't. I don't think he's bad by any means. I think there's a lot of areas where he's not very composed, but composure comes with age. Experience comes with age too, of course, and that's what he's learning with us. By no means is he here to be a great player with us. We're doing Nottingham Forest a bit of a favour, really, by having him here, to give him that experience and physicality of the Scottish game, let him learn, let him improve. And I don't know who said it, actually, but I completely agree. By the end of the season, despite the fact he may leave, of course he will leave as a loan spell and he doesn't really want to stay, then yeah, he may well be a good player for us. And I can see potential in him. And we're speaking about him not being the Braveheart, going in for challenges, this, that and the other. Well, defending's not always about that. If you look at the Maldini style, if he went in for a challenge, he'd already done something wrong. A lot of the time it can just be about watching the game and not allowing anything to progress. I think in the air, yeah, I mean, I don't need to say that he's bad. Anyone can see that. It's astoundingly obvious. But that doesn't make him a bad defender or centre-back, as long as you've got someone like Goldson looking out. And yeah, I understand it's very frustrating that from the corners he's almost rendered useless. But apart from that, I think in Scotland particularly, if someone has a bad performance, he's a villain for a few weeks. But if he has a good performance, he's a hero for a day.
And I don't know who's walking the dog, but can you go and mute if somebody's walking the dog?
That wasn't
me. Right.
Was it a treadmill or something?
Aye.
We just need to be a wee bit.
Say that again?
On you go, Ulster. One at a time.
No, I'm just saying we need to be a wee bit careful. We need to be a wee bit careful because, what are we going to say next? If Ajaria gets asked the question, where do you see yourself? Well, I see myself in the Liverpool team. That's where I want to be. Well, if that's where you want to be, get down the road now. Do you know what I mean? You can't have that either. We'll have to be serious and be a bit realistic, because these players are coming on loan with the mentality. They come to Scotland, up to Scotland, because obviously most of them's coming down from England. The mentality is they want to do as well as they possibly can and get themselves back into the fore in the teams that they've came from. You'll get a few, obviously, who have a really good spell, and if the money's right, we'll be able to tempt them up. But in the main, these players are coming up to prove themselves down to it. Same as Doherty. Doherty's not playing brilliant for Shrewsbury to get a deal at Shrewsbury. He's playing fantastic at Shrewsbury to get a deal at Glasgow Rangers, and that's just the way loans work.
I can understand what you're saying there to a point, Ulster. But it's my question isn't about his loyalty to Nottingham Forest. I know his loyalty isn't to Rangers, but what I'm saying, me personally, watched him week in, week out, and I still use the same word, I think he's a rubbish player. I've never seen a settled defender like him, who tries to go for a ball and then pulls out. He must have done it 50, 60 times this season. He's rubbish. He's not attacking the ball. Look, there was 3 or 4 good chances in the last couple of weeks. He could have banged the ball right into the net with his head, but he pulls away. He's not a good. No, it's not about he wants to be a Nottingham Forest player and that's a team he supports. That's nothing to do with it for me. To me, he's not even a central defender. First and foremost, he can't header a ball. He can header a ball maybe 10 yards, but he can't challenge for a ball. To me, he's no use.
Jimmy, do you think he's that bad a player? Because against Villarreal the other night, I thought he had a really good game. Well, we went down to 10 men and it was backs against the wall. I thought he put in a really good shift.
One game out of maybe 6 or 7.
No, what I was going to say though, Jimmy, he's been more consistent in games in Europe that he's played in. You know, I think he's been no too bad in Europe at all. I don't know, I understand what you're saying. I just don't think I'd go as far as to say he's rubbish. I don't think that's the case. I think he's
he's no Rangers standard.
No,
my standards the same as everybody else. Rangers standard is a good standard, and I don't think he's a good player. That's just my opinion, my perception of him. I just don't think that he's a player that Rangers need, regardless of whether he's a Nottingham Forest fan or no.
I agree with that. I don't think he's what Rangers need long term. That's why I said to you, if he goes in January, fine, okay. If it's what the boy wants to do, that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. If he stays for the rest of the season, goes at the end of the season, I don't have a problem with that either. I certainly wouldn't spend 7-8 million on him, whatever it is Forrest are looking for.
That's never going to happen, mate. That's English paper talk.
He's not worth that. He's not worth anywhere near that at the moment. He's a young player, still trying to learn his trade. He isn't worth anywhere near that kind of money. Certainly no for Scottish football. But I do agree with you on that point, Jimmy. I don't think he's what Rangers need long term.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I've just have a text from a guy called Jogie Bear saying he agrees with you 100% GFK.
There you go. I've one fan.
Jimmy, mind if I come in on that, mate?
On you go, Ben.
I just take a slight issue with what you said, really. You're going and calling basically a player rubbish, and your point was you only base it on one foundation, is that he can't header, and the only thing you actually said was that he didn't score from a header. I think
I didn't say that. He can't defend. I said earlier on, Ben, he can't defend. When he goes up for a ball, he's powder puff. I'm there every week, mate. In all due respect, I'm there I know you might watch it on television, but with all due respect, I've been there. And he can't header a ball. He can header a ball maybe 10 yards if he's lucky. But when he's not challenged for a ball, he's pulling out all the time. For me, that's no use to me. I'm 61 years of age, and I've been watching great Rangers players, Richard Goffs, John Greggs, right, who can header a ball. Even we're talking about Braveheart. But the guy can't header a ball. The length he's Richard Goff used to be able to header a ball 40, 50 yards. That's the kind of the central defender I'm looking for. He's no good at that.
Comparing Worrell to Richard, that's hardly fair, man.
No,
you can't. Poor guy's never going to impress then.
No, he's not going to impress me because I think he's a rubbish player. I'm entitled to my opinion, Ben.
Oh man.
Yeah, just can I ask a question? Just see if Macaulay wasn't there. Just say he wasn't there, wasn't fit, ready yet at the minute. Do you think Cottage would have played the games that Macaulay's played, or do you think Wall would have played more?
I hope Cottage would have played.
I don't think
there's an issue with Cottage, mate, and it's to do with head on the ball coming out the sky, and the coaching staff have been working on him. But anyway, we've been joined by George Logan. Evening, George.
How you doing, boys? You alright?
Right, George.
Just what you were saying there about the central defenders. I can see what Jimmy's saying, but I wouldn't like to go. I think we've struggled until we got Macaulay in place. I thought Catholic was going to be a player, and he got shown up a wee bit, to be fair. But we were talking last week. I heard somebody talking about having 3 strikers and needing another one for one position. And we've got 4 defenders, and we're going to get rid of one for 2 positions. So if one of them gets suspended and one of them gets injured, and we come up against the semi-final against Aberdeen, that's up shit street again, you know what I mean? So I think we've got, and I'm not saying Worrell is. I had a discussion with Rudy a couple of weeks ago there. I don't think he is a £12 million player. But down there, realistically, 2 or 3 years' time, he probably look at the dross that's getting sold down there for 10 and 15 million. He probably will be a 10 or 15 million pound player. I don't mind the lad. I think he's actually done not too bad for us. I think he's done really well in a few of the European games. I think it was the first game he played for us was the Villarreal game away from him, wasn't it? I think he played quite well that night. And there was a couple of
His
games
two best games, George, have been against Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah.
I thought he done quite well in the Villarreal games, to be honest. And a couple of other games, I can see what Jimmy's point is. That Livingston game, I thought he was absolutely tortured. Livingston, sorry. I thought he was absolutely tortured that game. But a couple of games, been saying that, you look at the other one, Big Goldson was absolutely terrible against Motherwell as well. So it's if buts and maybe it's just our opinions, but I think we try and keep as many of these guys as we can. As long as we're not going to break the bank, I can keep as many guys as we can to get us to the end of the season and just go for every tournament we're in. That's my opinion anyway.
Mm-hmm. Ulster,
can I come in on that, Oxley?
No, Ulster's coming back in. You sit in the corner. Ulster, you were coming back in there. Sorry, mate, before George came in.
No, I had my say, mate. I had my say on. I was just asking that. It was just a question about obviously would College have played those games, you know? But I just to add on it quickly, I think the being dropped or whatever way you want to call it for the Villarreal game, I think that affected him quite a lot because I think he's probably thinking to himself he was due because that was probably one of the biggest games he'd ever played and probably one of the biggest games for us this season. And he's probably thinking he was due it because he put in so much hard work in those rounds to get us to that position, and maybe he was chomping at the bit to get in and feature in the first Europa League game in the groups because he had helped earn us the position. It seems to be since then, any time he's sort of come in, the confidence hasn't been there for him. But obviously he's a Rangers player. We all hope that he comes back a better player.
And you come, Bridge?
I was just going to say that the guys were mentioning a transfer fee. I think if you take Worrell, I think Worrell's had quite a successful loan at Rangers. I'm not saying he's the best player in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but he's had a successful loan period. We've had some good stuff out of him, particularly in Europe. He gets that on his CV. If he stays, if he manages to stay here to the end of the season, I'm sure that by the time the new year comes along, based on what you're saying there, Oxtia, if Katic is getting special coaching from a heading perspective, then hopefully by the turn of the year, he's going to be okay for that. And I think you'll see Worrell being used relatively less times than he's getting now, because I think the providing everything's all right, Macaulay and Goldson, particularly once you go over this really heavy period, I think they're going to be the number one dominating central defensive pair. But really and truly, I think Worrell, by the end of this season, if he goes back to Nottingham Forest standardly, I don't mean at the end of the year, if he goes back to Nottingham Forest at the end of his season, his loan deal, he goes back there, he's got a great CV, having played in Europe in some successful games with the Rangers. This figure that you're speaking about, £7.5 million, if they tried to transfer him, they would get £7.5 to £10 million dead easy in the league that they're playing in. Dead easy.
Well, we'll see. But again, it all depends what's on the small print. George, what's your views on tomorrow night and also Saturday's game? Because Sunday's game we've not heard from you, mate. Oh, we lost George.
Sunday's game for me, Ox, was I agree with everybody else. Heard them all saying it. 15 minutes into the game, we found their feet, and it was you that said it last night, Ox. It was no 9s and 10s, but I didn't want 9s and 10s every week. So, see if we get 7 and 8s with every one of our players, and a 10 for a goalkeeper like we got the other day there that we always get, and go like to the end of the season, Ox, I'll be delighted. I thought, I'm not going over the score, but I thought we were excellent in Saturday, Ox, or the park. Like I say, but we won the greatest football game in the world. But just the way our guys tried, Candias was trying up and down the park. Even when Jack Kimoni was trying up and down the park, the boys in the middle of the park played. Our centre halves played a great game. I thought Tavernier had a good game for us as well. I honestly thought we were excellent on Saturday. I like that gritty determination performance for a Rangers team. And for the Mora night, I think it's much the same as the semi-final, but I've got a striker this time, and that's where I put it. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I think it'll be a hard game. I didn't think there's got to be any easy games. Rangers never get any easy games, Ox. I think it'll be a hard game tomorrow night when they come to Ibrox. But if we stand up to be able to take off 3 points, the Morelos, and I still think it's got 8 games now till the end of the year. I would like to see us kicking on with these 8 games and just seeing where it takes us. But it's just got a wee quick one just we're going back there, Ox. I mean, there's what Bridgman was saying there about that boy getting 8 and 9 million. They're talking about the Aberdeen defender going to Swansea for 10 million. That big McKenna going to Swansea for £10 million. Again, it's crazy money. The thing is, if I said it a couple of weeks ago in here, I didn't think the big boy Ross McCrory's that much worse a defender than Joe Worrell. But see if you had to put them two of them up side by side and they took them down to English Premiership, we'd probably get £1 million for our laddie, and it'd probably be 5 or 6 for the big guy down there. And it's just where you are, Rox. That's just the standard.
Absolutely, pal.
Where you are. Yeah. But I'm not to get them more, a hard game the more, but we'll need to be right up for it. And I think if the referees on our side and the fans get behind us the more, 14 guys will be absolutely fine again the more.
George, is that the same McKenna that his claim to fame is Morelos kicked him?
That's what I'm saying. But in the first game of the season, he's that big and bulky and that sturdy. Morelos kicked him once and they done 3 forward rolls. You think he was in the Olympics?
Is anybody else like me? I'm more, this may sound strange, I'm a wee bit more worried about the Dundee away game than I am about tomorrow, because I think the game at Ibrox against Aberdeen, they look after themselves. I think the big test will be away to Dundee, strangely enough.
That's a good point, mate. That's a good point, because when we win tomorrow night, as Bridge would say, Dundee and Hamilton become massive games for us in the league.
Yeah, and we've had tough tests away from home. If we could somehow, well, we are going to win tomorrow, but if we could somehow really put a cracking performance in against Dundee, now I'm not talking about a performance where we're sitting for 67 minutes biting our nails waiting for that goal. I mean, if we can really put them to the sword away from home, that would be fantastic. You know, I think we need that. I think we're due. I think that's what we need to do. If we can really tam a team away from home, and Dundee would be a good one for me. I think that would be a great confidence boost.
That's a good point you make, Ulster, because I think that the problem with the likes of Dundee and Hamilton is you've got talking about 2 teams at the bottom of the league. They're fighting for survival right now, you know, and as each week goes past, it's time's getting shorter for them. So they've really got to start trying to get some points now. So they have, you know, and it's like you say, you know, every team that comes up against Rangers play out their skin. You know, last time we played Hamilton, I think it was 4-1, wasn't it? We beat them 4-1, but I don't think it was a 4-1 game, Ulster, to be honest with you. I think the scoreline flatter does that day, because I think Hamilton played really well that day. Probably a combination of them sort of playing above themselves and us playing a wee bit below par because of the plastic pitch and stuff like that. But it certainly wasn't a 4-1 game for me. And that's a problem when you're coming up against the likes of Dundee and Hamilton. They're battling for survival now. And they're really going to put in a performance against us. So it could be a tricky game, like you're quite right in it.
How come every time you say that I keep feeling like singing a song?
I was going to
Dundee Hamilton.
You finish it up. I'll start. Finish it off.
I think, guys, we need to go back to basics. Tomorrow night's massive. It's just massive. And you know that every game we go on, we've said all this before, but really and truly, every game we go on and we win. So if we win again tomorrow night, they'll be lining up to beat us. They'll be lining up to be the first team to beat Rangers when they went in a great run. That's what it'll be like. They just absolutely detest us, and that's the truth. So yes, I agree with you that Dundee will be a big game, but it'll be even bigger if we win tomorrow night. Let me tell you, even bigger. The pressure just mounts, doubles up every time.
What'll make it exciting? It's a long time since we looked at other teams' results when we were playing to see how it was going to affect us, which can sometimes be exciting, Foxer.
I can't be, mate. I think we should stop looking forward to Dundee. We've had this sort of pressure since we first kicked the ball this season, and it's not going to be any different to the end of the season. Every game we need to look at the next game, take our mind away with what's, especially that Celtic game, which is about 6 games away. We should take our mind off it and win the games that's put in front of us at the moment. I hope we do Aberdeen tomorrow night, and I hope we don't get complacent as we go on, because we're starting to take the bigger sides in the league out now. So tomorrow night, get a win, then you move on to Dundee. Don't even think about going forward at the moment.
One day at a time, GFK.
Yeah, definitely. Fox is right there. I know we need to take care of tomorrow night, and I think we will do that. And Sunday will come when it comes. But I still feel that we need to go there tomorrow and take the momentum that we had ways there for the game before against Hearts and perform the way we know we can, especially at Ibrox. Ibrox is a fortress now, and we need to keep it that way. And win that game tomorrow, and then think about Sunday against Dundee. And I think that everything will come out well for us. So let's not think about Sunday. Just let's think about the tomorrow's game. I think, well, 3-0. Still going for 3-0, guys.
That's a mollication.
Mollication.
Definitely.
Ben, it's getting exciting, and it's only December.
Yeah, completely agree, mate. Oh God, are you going tomorrow as well? Are any of you going tomorrow?
I'll not be there tomorrow, but George will be there, Fox will be there, JFK will be there.
What?
Why don't we all meet?
I'll be there.
Little Blue will be there.
Bridgeman.
And Bridgeman and JFK will be there, of course, if the great architect universe spares them.
I'll be there. Full day of painting, and I'll still be there.
Are you going to be at the bistro, are you?
Well, I might be at the bistro tomorrow, Yeah, it might be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
I'll
what
get
about
my
you,
ducky
Ben?
out.
Ben, are you going to be at the bistro tomorrow?
I don't even know what the bistro is.
Well, come on.
Tell him, Jimmy. Tell him, Jimmy.
Look, there's a place called the bistro where you'll come up against individuals in white coats and big giant hats. Right? And they'll maybe talk to you. So you need to know who they are. Right? One is called Oxgear, one's called Fox, one's called the Bridgeman. Beware.
There's only
somebody tell Ben where it is.
Well, there's one that's at the 3 get white coats. Bridge, just somebody will tell him off there where it is, yeah?
Right, okay, bud.
There's only one out of the 3 that's got a white coat. Is that correct, Bridge?
Absolutely.
Stuart, didn't let Bridgeman tell anybody. He told somebody the wrong colour for about 5.5 years. He'd been standing beside
I did indeed. You're absolutely right, George. You got a great memory, George.
I'm not going to forget that one.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? What colour is it? Blue? White? No, white, aye. I never even noticed.
Well said, George. Well said.
You see a bunch of young, strapping lads with one girl. That's me.
Well, you can't argue with that.
There you go.
So the majority of people will be there, Ben. The majority of people will be there.
I just want to say, as long as we beat Aberdeen, that's all I'm concerned about.
Well said, Little Blue.
Yeah, Little Blue, definitely.
3-0. After the problems I had to put up with on Sunday, my disdain for them is even deeper than it might have been before. So I had a slight tolerance for them. I don't anymore. It's gone.
Oh, I interviewed the man who they put out of a really they put him out of a career for 3 seasons in 1998. Neil Simpson challenging Ian Durant. Managed to get a cheeky interview with him on Friday. That's going to be released soon as well.
Oh yeah.
I think the golden rule with Ian is don't mention
the actual injury. If he does speak about it, he'll speak about it himself. But as I'm sure you can imagine, that kind of thing, and the sort of position he was footballing, not just in Scotland, but sort of European as well. He was on some platform, and then that comes and happens to him in 1988 even. Can you just imagine how gutted you would be as a player? How 3 years. Horrendous injury was. Horrendous, man. It's weird how that sort of escalated the rivalry since then, isn't it? John McDonnell's red card in, 1985 or 83, something like that, and then that challenge happening in 88. It's just not going to be the same from then on.
Well, I spoke to Ian Durrant myself, mate, and he told me personally he doesn't want to be remembered for what happened in that tackle. He wants to be remembered for how he fought his way back to fitness and get back into the Rangers team. That's how he wants to. He hates to be asked that question, so that's as far as I know.
I was right in my mouth there, Fox. I met him a few years ago at a function thing, and he wants to be remembered as a Rangers great, which he hopes that the fans revere him in. And for me, and I think for many other Rangers fans, that's not a word he used, written of Rangers great. That's a word that I'm using. And
I don't think, Jimmy, a lot of fans know the pain that man went through to get back to playing football, and he's telling me the story, and it's absolutely fascinating to listen to Ian Durrant, you know.
I sat with him for about 45 minutes one night about 4 or 5 years ago, Fox, and he was very candid in what he said, and what you said there is 100%, mate. He wants to be remembered as Ian Durrant, the Rangers player. He doesn't want to be remembered as Ian Durrant, who made a comeback after a serious injury and everybody feels sorry for him. He was a fantastic player.
He was brilliant.
He was a world-class player in his own right. Definitely. What a player he was. No, and what Simpson done to him was a travesty, but let's remember Ian Durrant as a Rangers legend, because that's what he is. No because of what happened with his leg break, but what happened as a Rangers player. Phenomenal player he was.
Jimmy was destined to be a world great. Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
He was a wonderful player. Player.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic player.
Hats off to Rangers for getting him through it as well. Hats off to them.
Yeah, it's true. They could have so easily binned him off after knowing to be injured for so long. But I was reading that and thinking the exact same, really. I thought, fair play to us for keeping, no matter how good he was, for 3 years. 3 years. Oh, man.
Yeah. Brilliant player. Brilliant. Loved him.
How's it gone tomorrow night? Some boys have made the prediction earlier. George, how's it gone for you tomorrow night? Score?
A hard game, Ox, but if our players play the way we can, we'll take the 3 points. I didn't ever do predictions, but it's a hard game. But I'm looking forward to it. But we've got a team now, like Jimmy said the other night there, we've got a team there. I've been wanting to back them, but you can see a reason to back them. They're fighting for the points and fighting for the manager and fighting for the fans now. So if they go and play the way they can tomorrow night, we'll get all 3 points, and that'll be good enough for me. But like Bridgman says, I want nothing, I'll take it in the Ox.
George, do you think that boy Mackay Stevens getting injured like that and maybe probably out of the game? Do you think that would be beneficial to us? I think so.
Yeah.
He was the best man against us.
I was talking about it today, but as you might also said a while ago now, we can look at results now. See, during the game, we can look at results. Half time in the morning night, we've got to look at the results. But nothing will matter as long as we're winning, See, if we're winning the morning night, we can look at results and we can sit there. As long as we win 1-0 at the end of the season now, that'll be happy enough for me. So I don't think we've got to bother about anybody else's teams now. But I just think we've got a good enough team to win these games ourselves. So I think it doesn't matter who they've got playing for in the morning night. As long as we've got our team out playing the morning night, we've got a couple of strikers here, a couple of good centre half, good midfielder, good goalkeeper. I'm happy to take on anybody now. Bridge, and that's not me being silly about it. I just the confidence in the way I feel about it, Bridge, I genuinely do now.
You know, if we win tomorrow night, the pressure will go. The media won't know what to do once again. It'll be attack by them. All negative crap, you know. So
how's the game going for you, Ulster?
I think we'll do what we've done in the semi-final. I think the bigger pitch will dominate the game. I think we'll take chances that unfortunately Big City couldn't take for us. I think if Morelos up front or Rivalry, either of the two, be a lot more confidence in me than Big City. Because they got away lucky, very lucky to get their win, but the credit is where it's due. I think they did win, so can't give them too much stick, but they didn't really deserve it. For me, I thought we were the better team, just couldn't get the goal. But I don't think we'll get off just as easy at Ibrox tomorrow. I think we'll give a convincing win against them.
Convincing win. And what about Little Blue? How does she think it's going to go tomorrow evening?
Sorry?
How do you think the game will go?
Well, I mean, if anything's to go by, like after, like the game that's there, I do think that we'll do a lot better, especially if they, I think they might put the team out that we had, obviously minus Arfield.
Who would you bring in? Who would you bring in?
I don't know.
Would you just bring Jack straight in and then put Ajira on one?
Yeah, I don't. I'm still a bit iffy about Algeria. Sometimes I think he does really well, and then other times he's sometimes he's a bit hit and miss. So yeah, Jack.
Yeah,
actually, Jack's quite consistent. I think he can be quite consistent. So I think he'd probably be better for it.
All right, I get the logic behind
that. But I'm still going. I'm going with 3-0.
3-0. Well, that'll do you, Bruce, won't
it? That's a bonus. That's a big a Brucey bonus. That one.
I tell you, no. I want to be. I want to be quite confident because they've been doing consistently well at home games. So, and I think Steve is going to put. He's going to put a good team out. Anyway, he's going to put the consistent ones. I think.
I hope so. I hope
he's on a roll now. He wants to keep top of the league. He wants to be top, so he wants to stay there. So that's my thoughts anyway.
No, not a problem. Look, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, looking forward to the game of one. Oh, somebody showing.
Guys, can I just let you the Rangers reserves were playing the day at Hummel, and I was reliably informed there was about 900 people there watching the game. Rangers are starting now to open up the Hummel to these games, and there's far many more fans getting in. Unfortunately, because I was decorating today, I couldn't make it. So keep your ears peeled and your eyes peeled.
Was it not yesterday we played Kilmarnock?
Today?
I thought it was yesterday.
It was today, mate. 5-0 they won.
I'm sure it was yesterday.
Yes, that was yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Right, so that's you.
He could have been there.
Days long.
Jimmy's been sniffing the paint all day. Leave him alone.
Hey, paint doesn't have any fumes now.
Well, what's your excuse then for getting your days mixed up?
I'm a shoe golfer.
Right.
I got my dates mixed up, but no, I'd like to have went to see that. I know, right, okay, it was yesterday, but my days mixed up, but I think that's a great thing. We should all try and get along if we can, watch your young boys.
Just as well, you never turned up today.
Mate.
I'd have been there.
Apart from you.
As a great thing, and that, see, so there's teams in the Scottish Championship not getting 900, mate, for games, people turning up. Just shows you the interest that's in the club. And by the way, that's the reserves half of the league as well.
Yep, that's right.
Brilliant. Everything's positive with the club. Mr. King sorting stuff out. No before time I may add, but that's getting sorted out, so hope that goes to bed. We're getting results on the pitch. The fans, I think, never seen another sellout tomorrow. What's next, Fox?
What's next? Title 55, that's what's next.
That'll do me. That'll do me.
Defo.
Yeah.
So we're having a Christmas party at the bistro this year.
Was yesterday, Jimmy?
I thought it was a reserve game. It was yesterday. But I'm hopeless, aren't I? Oh, yeah, I can't wait till you come back up. I'm not inviting you to my Christmas party. Or is that a Halloween party?
I'll find you.
Oh, I know you will.
I'm looking forward to the game, and I hope I think this is one for the fans, Rudy Bear.
Aye, I hope so. I hope you're right, Ox. I'd like to see a really good performance. Play them off the park, 3 or 4-0. That would be brilliant, because I think we owe them one. But, as Bridgeman keeps saying, it's the 3 points that's important, Ox. If it takes a 1-0 win, a hard-fought 1-0 win, we'll take that just to get the 3 points and stay at the top of the league. I've enjoyed the fact since Sunday we've been at the top of the league for the first time since, 2011-12 season. So we've enjoyed it. We've all enjoyed it. You know, we want that to continue. So ultimately, it's the 3 points that truly matter tomorrow. So let's hope the boys get there and do the job tomorrow night and we get them.
Here.
Yeah, defo.
Yep. Last one of the evening, the Bridgeman.
Can I just say, I'll be a very happy, very, very happy man if I walk out of Ibrox tomorrow night with 3 points. I'll be buzzing all the way home for sure. Really, really happy. So get in there and mollocate them Rangers. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly the boys on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, we need it for tomorrow night. Get up there and mollocate them Rangers. Keep it going for the Rangers. Just keep it going.
This has been Rangers Radio. Hopefully we'll have a pre-match show tomorrow night. If not, we'll be back approximately 15 minutes after the final whistle talking about tomorrow night's game. That's tomorrow, Jimmy. Can I thank Little Blue, Ben, the Bridging Fox, George Logan, JFK, Rudy Byrne, of course, Big Ulster for taking the time to join us here in Rangers Radio. As I say, we'll be back tomorrow night talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.